Ooh, welcome back to another episode of the Get Back Coach presented by Apollo Media. The first episode of the new season. Jay, oh, it's so close, Jay. It is so close. But how you doing, man? How has the off season been treating you?
First of all, yeah, it's been a crazy one. I have had so much going on. Let's start off with this. I got married. Uh,
I know. Congratulations, my man.
it's wild. March 7th, I got married. I've gotten laid off and started a new job since then as well. It's just been kind of like a wild series of events. Never a dull moment in my life for sure. But you got to be grateful for it, right? I mean, every new step in the way is a journey. But I mean, honestly, like I'm still riding the high from getting married. I mean,
Yeah.
how can you not be excited about that, right? Biggest decision you can make in your life. I'm so lucky to have a partner that supports me in everything that I do,
Mm.
that I'm able to support her in everything that she does, and that's what it's all about. I mean, we're one heck of a team, and I am, you know, as they say in the coaching world, out kicking the coverage for sure.
Oh man, you're getting sappy. We are like 2 minutes in. You're already getting emotional and sappy on me, man. Oh, I absolutely love it. Um, yeah, it's dude, wish I could have made it down there. Unfortunately, Pennsylvania is a very long way away from Houston. And with the amount of other weddings that I have to and I've already attended, it just was not feasible, unfortunately. But I felt like I was there in spirit.
Yeah, and I think it's the thought that like you have to realize that people are coming from everywhere. Travel is hard. I had a buddy
Mhm.
who tried to fly in, and his flight got redirected because there were storms
Oh
that
wow.
day. Like it's so much, and like there are people out there who like hold grudges if you don't make it to their wedding.
Mhm.
I like to think that I'm never going to be one of those people. Like, yeah, like you texted me, you couldn't make it, whatever. I totally
Mhm.
understand. It's the thought that counts.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, like people get psycho about weddings. I'm
Oh
not gonna
yeah.
lie.
Yeah, they do. Hey, and I at least got you a gift.
Yes, you did.
I at
You
least
did.
got you a gift. I felt like I that was at least something that I could do. Speaking of gifts, really quick, we got our. I don't have it with me. Our 3D print.
It's up there
Our
on the
Is it
shelf.
up there on the shelf?
Yeah,
Our 3D print national championship. That's custom.
you can
Oh,
kind
there
of
it
see
is.
it there.
Yeah, customized for Jay and I by
That's
our listener Aaron Kreitzer, AK as they call him, friend of the program. So thank you, shout out Aaron for some wonderful memorabilia that Jay and I can now post up.
yeah, great podcasting for the people who are just listening along. If you're watching the live stream, you actually saw the physical trophy. But for those listening, it is like a perfect replica. It's really cool. It's got the Get Back Coach on it. It's awesome. Really appreciate the gift.
Yeah. Yeah. And hey, if you can't, if you can't see it because you're listening, jump on to our YouTube channel and then you can watch it from there.
Yeah.
There
And
we go.
by the way, a little housekeeping as we're here. We have changed things up a little bit. I know in the past we've been on the Apollo main channel for YouTube. This year we will be on our own Get Back Coach channel. So make sure to tune in there. If you haven't already, subscribe, help us grow. It's how we kind of keep this thing going, keep the lights on, as it were. Looking forward to helping this new channel kind of take off. We haven't really done anything with it, Jake. I feel like we've
I
been
know.
kind of distracted with all the other bells and whistles.
Mhm.
But excited to just have this new chapter. Again, we're
Yeah.
still partnered with Apollo. We're not going
Mhm.
anywhere from that perspective. Still going to be blogging, even if I was a little bit lazy and forgot to get my NASCAR preview out this week. It was the 4th of July. Cut
Yeah.
me some
Come on.
slack.
Yeah. But no, going off of what Jay's saying with our own personal, there are clips from like previous episodes. I think even a couple of my solo shows before Jay was even
You can
joined
go
is
back and
on.
dig through the archives.
Yes, you could really, but our plan with that is when we do clip this show and you do see it on, Twitter, Instagram, and stuff, we're also going to put it on YouTube as well. So kind of a one-stop shop for like all of our clips and stuff like that. Now, if you want highlights, well, that's the TikTok account, the Twitter account, Instagram, all that.
Blue Sky.
Oh, and Blue Sky. Yes, we do well on the Blue Sky, as Jay tells me.
The friendly skies of blue.
Yes. So let's dive into it, Jay. I don't think there was a more or a bigger story in college football this offseason than the Brendan Sorsby, like this whole saga. Jay, do you want to start this off of how this has really started and gone? Because it's a gambling scandal in college football.
I mean, how far back do you want to go, really? Like, this is, I think it's a symptom of a bigger problem with gambling in sports. And to be honest with you, I mean, we're all guilty of it to an extent. We talk about odds on this show.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Like we talk about it. We talk about, what teams are favored. We talk about Vegas. But it used to be, gambling used to be kind of a controlled evil almost, right? It's kind of kept at bay. And I think just with the spiral of different gambling apps and the ease at which it's able to be performed, the microtransactions, all the parlays and things, it's gotten out of control. Like I think I kind of yearn for the days of like only being legal in Vegas and like you have to go physically to a sports book, or otherwise you're going to like see somebody's shady uncle in a basement to place a bet. It's just, and I don't want to absolve Brendan Sorsby of any blame here either, because I think if there's one rule that has been agreed upon in sports, don't bet on your own team, right? And it's a terrible issue. Like, I do feel for the kid because he's lost the opportunity to compete. Like the NFL and the CFL, I think are already out. And it's tough. It's tough. But like that has been a rule. Don't gamble on your own team for forever.
Going back, I was just gonna say, going back to literally hundreds of years, like 100 years ago, from like the White Sox. Like, do not bet on your own team. We're still talking about, listen, shoeless Joe Jackson had an incredible World Series, but he bet on his own team.
Allegedly, right? I thought he was one of the guys that they weren't sure if he was in on it or not.
I think he was. He was in on it. He was in on it, but again, he had like a great World Series, and it doesn't matter. It's like, nope, he bet on his own team, blacklisted. So to start off, Jay, I do want to kind of emphasize like your sentiments of I do feel for the kid a little bit. I do, because we live in a world where it's in your face all the time. And listen, he made these wagers while he was. We know definitely he made wagers while he was at Indiana. By the way, Jay, I don't know if you saw the numbers. 9,000 bets totaling $90,000 in wagers. Oh my. Okay, that's a problem. And he did go to rehab. He went to a residential for 35 days. When all this was uncovered, listen, you can debate, was it more performative? Was it like, hey, I'm getting caught, I should go to rehab? Or is this hey, now this is uncovered, I need to go, or maybe family pushed him, whatever. But still, residential 35 days, good, something that he should do. Now, this is when things get crazy or murky. The NCAA banned Sorsby, okay? Which I think we're on the same page of, listen, you don't gamble on your own team. You just can't do it. You cannot do it.
Have to ban him.
Have to ban him. But then his legal counsel gets an injunction from a judge saying, hey, they don't have any power over you. You can play. Now, Jay, where was that judge? Do you want to guess where that judge is?
I don't know exactly the county that Lubbock is located in.
Yes.
But it was the county that Lubbock is located in.
Yes, it is the county that Lubbock is located. Now, I want to stop there. It is very easy, Jay, very easy for other programs to take this sanctimonious stance of, oh, this is terrible. We would never shut up. Yes, you would. Yes, you would. It doesn't matter if it's State College, Pennsylvania, Columbus, Ohio, whatever county College Station is in,
Brazos County.
Brazos County. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Every single major program would do this. Every single judge from that would probably do it. Every single one.
Yeah.
Every single one would try to do it. Now, to continue, he then says, okay, I'm going to go to the NFL supplemental draft. That gets shut down by the NFL. He then looks to the CFL. The CFL denies him. Now, Sorsby says he will not sue the NFL, but he says he is preparing for next year's draft. So as of right now, next year's draft is still on the table for Sorsby, which I think I'm okay with right now. I mean, like, as long as he doesn't do anything from now until then, I think I'm okay with it. He's banned from NCAA. I think this is the right course. I was really surprised the CFL didn't say okay.
I mean, they're pretty strict on
Are
the
they?
gambling on your own team too. I think it's just like a general sports thing. And the CFL doesn't really like, it's not going to be something where, if the NFL says no, you can't play, the CFL is going to be like, well, you can come here, at least from a legal perspective.
Yeah.
And I think Canada may actually have stricter laws regarding gambling on your own team. Somebody would have to look into that. I'm not a legal expert, but I'm pretty sure that is the case. So not that surprising. I don't think he's going to get drafted next year.
No.
We'll see if the NFL and again, the NFL has the potential to say, like, you're still not eligible, right?
Yep.
Like they may require more. So we'll see what happens with that. Again, it's tough that these decisions that you make early in life impact you down the road. But if there's one thing gambling related that has been hammered into the collective consciousness of the world, again, Jake, it's do not bet on your own team.
Do not bet on your own team. No matter if it's good, bad, does not matter. You do not bet on your own team. I will say it would be interesting. Again, we're not an NFL podcast, but it would be interesting to me if a team even brings him into camp. Yeah. Because I feel like the majority of owners, at least from what we've seen in the past, are going to say he's a distraction. I don't think we want this. And Jay, here's the other thing. I think he's a good college quarterback. I don't think he's good enough to kind of surpass that. I don't think he's good enough for GMs to overlook that or owners to overlook that. So
yeah, in all honesty, I think if he was, he would have already been in the draft. He wouldn't have portaled.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
I mean, that's a big piece of it. But yeah, I mean, it's really been the biggest story of the offseason. Kind of goes hand in hand with Texas Tech's success in the portal. I think one part of the story that's kind of been skimmed over a little bit is how much did Cincinnati know ahead of time, right? Because this occurred when he was at Indiana, so it was prior to his time at Cincinnati. Like, did they have information? I don't know. We'll probably never know. But yeah, it's just kind of a wild scenario to shake out.
And also, like, I mean, also think about it. Like, he was on Indiana when they were bad. So, like, was he betting on his own team? Again, he wasn't playing in those games either. Jay? Like, he wasn't playing in these games, but it still doesn't matter. And that's the other thing. Like, Indiana was bad when he was there. Like, it could be like, hey, I know we're not good. I'm going to that's where it also gets a little sketchy. But yeah, feel for the kid because of the world we live in, but also, man, don't bet on your own team.
Yeah.
I mean, you shouldn't gamble anyway if you're a college athlete. You can wait until afterwards to bet on other sports or whatever. But yeah, you don't bet on your own team.
Yeah.
So Anything else from there? I think we hit everything.
No, I think we hit everything. I think we can move on to the next topic. I'm sure
Which
people are already sick of hearing about Sorsby this offseason, to be fair.
I know they're gonna tune into this and they're gonna be like, "Oh my god, again!"
Again,
Like,
we thought we were done with this.
yeah. But here's something, Jay, that we have to talk about. I feel like this is like a rite of passage of like the first episode of the season is what do we have in realignment coming into this year?
And it was a wild one.
It was the new Pac-12, which reminds me of when in the 80s they tried to make new Coke.
New Coke.
New
Neither one
Coke.
of us were alive in the 80s, to be fair. Like
I know. The new Pac-12 is giving me new Coke vibes. So the new Pac-12. Okay, we have Oregon State, Washington State. There was the Pac-2. Now we're going to have a new Pac-12 with Boise State, Colorado State, Fresno State, San Diego State, Texas State, coming down from your way, Jay, Utah State, and of course, just a mention, Gonzaga in basketball.
Yeah.
Gonzaga does not have a football team, but they will be joining in basketball. Jay, initial thoughts of the new Pac-12?
I'm glad we're past the 2-pack, 2 furious stage. I guess this is like the pack 3 of the sequels. So I mean, the obvious thought here is Boise State is a program that has had, endless success in the Mountain West since they joined that conference. Feels like they're one who has already given Oregon State and Washington State problems. I see
Right.
them as a program who's going to come in and probably be the favorite right away. Texas State is a really interesting one. Obviously, I have a little bit of bias towards it coming from the state of Texas. This is a program that was FCS not that long ago. They move up and then they have been in the Sun Belt and haven't had a ton of success there. The Sun Belt, I think, is always a underrated conference. Always has some really talented squads, but going to be interesting to see what they do in the Pac-12. You look at programs like Fresno State and San Diego State. They've had success in the past. Both of those programs have spent some money. San Diego State has a newer stadium. Colorado State is another one that we've talked about as a sleeping giant. That's going to be a program. I believe Moore is out there now, right? So interesting to see if he can continue the success that he had at UConn, at Colorado State, Canvas Stadium. Again, that beautiful newer stadium that they have. It's a program that is willing to spend money. They just haven't seen the success yet. Gonna see if it translates in this new Pac-12. But all in all, like, I still think that the Mountain West and Pac-12 should have just merged. I think that would have been the move. That's not the route that they went down. So we'll see how it shakes out. Glad that Fresno State and San Diego State are still going to be playing each other. Wish San Jose State was making the jump too, but San Jose State is a program that hasn't really had that hint of success, and is probably why they stayed in the Mountain West. It is what it is. I'm glad that Oregon State and Washington State aren't on an island anymore.
Yeah, definitely. And listen, I like some of these matchups. I really do. Again, Texas State's the kind of the weird one there. But Boise State, Colorado State, Fresno State, San Diego State, even Utah State had a couple years there where they're, pretty good.
Jordan Love,
the Jordan Love years. So I like it. I feel bad for the Mountain West. And we're going to talk about their new additions here shortly. But Jay, now I hate to ask these questions so close, but because I feel like we haven't given it room to breathe yet. But what do you think is a better conference now? The new Pac-12 or the American?
I think I still got to go with the American.
I think so too. I think so. I think I'm still going to go with the American, although the Pac-12 is that next one.
Yeah.
And I think, and again, I think we're going to start seeing a more of a hierarchy in the G5. I think the new Pac-12, the American, and then you're going to have the Sun Belt in the middle, and then Conference USA in the MAC kind of at the bottom. And I think that's kind of how it's going to be shaken up.
Kind of wonder where the Mountain West fits in there, right? Like I'm thinking they'll probably be right there with the Sun Belt. But we'll see.
We'll see. So according to, or sorry, speaking of the Mountain West, so they have some new additions too. Jay, North Dakota State, they're finally doing it. They are finally doing it. They are jumping up to FBS competition. Um, do you think this is a good move for them?
I don't know. I think like I look at a program like Idaho, right, who went up to the FBS ranks and is now back in the
Mhm.
FCS ranks in the Big Sky. Seems like they're a little bit happier where they are. North Dakota State was a program that had been a powerhouse for so long and waited and waited. Now I do think the Mountain West is the right conference for them.
Mhm.
I think it's closer. Like so, North Dakota State is in the far eastern part of North Dakota. It's not necessarily close to the states that we associate with the Mountain West, but it's still like you're bordering those states, right? It's close. Uh, you know, I kind of wish more programs had made the jump with them, right?
Mhm.
Like I think if like a Montana State and a Montana come up, it makes more sense. Uh, Only time will tell, right? We'll see. I mean, James Madison has to be happy with their move,
Oh,
right? Like,
well, and that's yeah. James Madison's happy. App State has got to be happy, and I think the the parallel between those programs, Jay, is that those James Madison, App State, North Dakota State, they were all very successful,
yeah,
very, very, very successful. But then you have like UMass, who was okay, and then they made the jump. Well, they're not ready. Idaho makes the jump, and then they're coming back. So I don't know. I don't think they're going to turn into Idaho what Idaho was or what UMass is because they were just that much. They were just so successful in the FCS. Now, are they going to be like James Madison? I don't know because I don't think they're necessarily in a recruiting hotbed unless they get those kids from California and they really do like the Big Sky region. I know that's not the conference, but like the Big Sky region of the country, they hammer that hard.
yeah. And here's the other piece that I worry about is North Dakota State has a very distinct identity when it comes to the style of football that they play.
Mhm.
And it fits within the Great Plains kind of region. Like physically, they're similar to a Iowa, right, where they want to pound the rock, but they're even more so, right? It's a gap power, right? We talk about
Oh,
North Dakota State, we talk about a gap power, we talk about the I formation,
mhm.
we talk about having big physical linemen, and they've sent guys to the league, right? This is a program that has had success, but you wonder if they're able to pound and overpower people at the same rate that they did when they were in the FCS ranks. I don't know if it's going to translate over the course of a season. You also wonder about like the money coming into the program.
Mhm.
Now, North Dakota is not a place that has professional teams to an extent where they're going to draw money away. Like I think a lot of the NIL funds are more readily available because they don't have professional football, right? Like they're just
Mhm.
that's just not going to happen there. But at the same time, you're not that far from the Vikings in Minnesota.
Right.
It's not too much of a jump to get there. It's There's just so many factors. I do think that the writing is on the wall that things are going to shake out, and if you're going to make the jump, you needed to make it sooner rather than later. So I feel like they kind of got pressured into that decision.
Mhm.
But only time will tell if it's a good decision or not.
Yeah. Some of the other teams joining UTEP joining the new Mountain West, which makes sense. I'm going to be honest. I thought they were in the Mountain West before,
I
and
think they were
then
a whack team for a
they were a
while.
whacked, and that's where it comes. They were a whack for the longest time. And then here are the other ones. Northern Illinois. Northern Northern Illinois is the one that like really surprises me. And it has to do with money. It's all because of money, right?
Yeah, it's just the way the split happened with the funds and with what the conferences are guaranteed from TV rights. Uh, that's why Northern Illinois makes a jump, but that's one that just makes like I hate that. From we talk about the regionality of sports. We're a broken record about it on this podcast. Don't love Northern Illinois moving to the Mountain West.
No, don't love it, and they're now the villain, I think, of the G5.
I pretty easily too.
Pretty easily. Now, who is going to replace Northern Illinois? This one, this one's funny. This was funny. So Sacramento State, which, by the way, Jay, where is Sacramento State?
That would be Sacramento, California, Jake.
Yeah, Sacramento. Yeah, this isn't like Jacksonville State. It's actually in Alabama, not Florida. No. This is Sacramento State from California, and they will be in the Mid-American Conference. They will be playing Toledo and Bowling Green and Akron and the three directional Michigans. Sacramento State joining the MAC. I think, just as a program, I think it's a decent move. I think it's an okay move. However, financially, how are you going to afford traveling back and forth?
No idea. And Sacramento State had been very, very clear about their ambitions of getting to the FBS ranks. I think they tried to get their way into both the new Pac-12 and the Mountain West.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think both of those conferences were approached with Northern Illinois moving on from the MAC. I think it opened up a spot. It's a wild scenario. I think the closest university to Sacramento State with Northern Illinois moving to the Mountain West is going to be Ball State in Muncie, Indiana, which is 2,237 miles. Now, one of the directional Michigan schools may be closer. I'm not 100% sure on that. Either way, it's going to be 2,000 miles is your nearest conference foe in football, which is I think about those equipment guys, right, having to make that midweek trip because you don't fly the equipment, you drive the big trucks, you drive the rigs, and that's going to be I can't imagine. Like you said, the cost that evolved too with flights and also the gas of getting those guys out there. I don't know. I don't know how it works out, but Sacramento State was very, very, very honest about wanting to get to FBS no matter what, and now they have that shot.
Jay, I have an off-topic question for you, and that I just thought of. And you were the, you were the Division I athlete here. So your shoulder pads are on that truck, correct?
Correct.
Now, I always liked my shoulder pads. Like second or third day of camp, you're like, okay, I'm used to these. They're kind of broken in a little bit. Did it ever feel like stiff? Did it ever feel like I don't know about these when you put them on? Like, because they're they're not the same pads you wear in practice.
No, I think we wore the same pads we wore in practice, to be honest with you. I could be wrong.
Oh, really?
On that. Maybe I'm imagining that, but I also know that like we did not put the jerseys on our pads. Like the equipment team had the jerseys on the pads ready to go. It'll be interesting to see. I think it was the same pads though.
Yeah, okay.
I could be wrong.
Well, I guess listen, in the SEC,
now the helmets were different. The helmets are for sure different.
So what was that like? Like, did that have any bearing? Or once the game's going, like it's?
Like you try it on before every game, and like they're putting the pump in and taking air out or putting air in, depending on it. I don't like. Yeah, once the adrenaline gets going, you're not worried about it.
Yeah. See, coming from small, poor program, it was you have your duffel bag because like we're only traveling. I think we travel like 6 hours,
which in fairness should be the way it should be anyway.
Right. And it's like, okay, everyone has a giant bag. Okay, put your giant bag on the bottom of the bus, and then that's what it is. We didn't have the tractor trailers, or we didn't have to take a flight or anything like that. I was just wondering because like I thought like, okay, like if the equipment people would leave on like Wednesday or something like that, like, okay, that's not going to be the same shoulder pads because you have to wear them for practice. But okay. But no, when is that tractor trailer going to leave?
2 days. At
Yeah, 2
least.
days, right? Yeah.
At least.
See, I don't know. That was just a weird thought I had, and just like, what happens there? Um, okay, moving on to our next team. Louisiana Tech joins the Sun Belt. They leave Conference USA. This makes sense, right?
Yeah, this is a good decision.
Yeah.
Louisiana Tech. Now there was some scuttlebutt about whether teams are going to approve them because I think there was some hard feelings there between Louisiana Tech and Louisiana Monroe and Louisiana
Mhm.
Lafayette, who are already in the Sun Belt. But ultimately, this makes sense, and I really like this decision. They replaced Texas State, who was kind of an odd fit for the Sun Belt anyway.
Mhm.
I know that Texas does border those Sun Belt states, but San Marcos is a very different place from the rest of the Sun Belt regionally. Louisiana Tech's a natural fit. I think there's going to be some good games there. The Louisiana schools that I already mentioned, Southern Miss, it just makes sense. So this one is one that is good. We
Yeah.
like this one, Jake.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I believe Louisiana Tech and Southern Miss, I don't know about bad blood, but I believe they played each other in the Conference USA years ago.
They
So
did.
like there's a little bit of history there between those people and those fan bases. And yeah, all those three Louisiana schools being together, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Because like, listen, there are some years Louisiana Tech wasn't bad.
Yeah, Quentin
So
Patton,
yeah.
2012, like that was a good squad they had
Mhm.
there.
Yeah, I mean, I know the last couple. I don't think they've been that great. I have to check.
They had a good year with Sonny Dykes last, or sorry, not Sonny Dykes. Sonny Dykes was the coach with Quentin Patton and them
Right,
when they were good in
they
2012.
had some good teams there when
Sonny
Sonny Dykes
Cumby.
was there. Sonny Company. No, I'm thinking back to those Sonny Dykes years where they were like really good. I mean, Sonny Dykes, great coach. We know this.
Yeah.
But I think Louisiana Tech could be one of those teams where it's just a natural fit, and it's going to not only enhance Louisiana Tech, but it's going to enhance the Sun Belt Conference, which is what we want. Okay, this is one of those moves again that makes sense. Um, so moving on, Jay, you brought this to my attention. Okay, rule changes. Now I know of this, but I think you have a better idea of this than I do. So it's 5 to play 5, right? Clock starts at 19. So, by the way, explain that to the people if they don't know what they mean by the clock starting.
Yeah. So essentially, we're not going to have 27-year-olds still playing college football.
Yeah.
The guys with like 6 or 7 years where they've been through multiple programs and have all these red shirts and things like that. Like this is you get 5 years to play five starting at 19.
Mhm.
So you're not going to have as many of the older guys. I think like this is a great thing for the development of college football, right? Like the guys know that they're limited on time, so you have to be better about developing your players. I think like you look at like Indiana's roster last year, who was one of the oldest in college football. I think it kind of just changes the approach. Like I think we're going to put the onus back on having good high school recruiting classes and developing those guys. Now the portal's still going to be active. We know that. We know that's going to be a big factor. But I do think overall this is a good rule.
It is. And here's the other thing, Jay, that I like. Your clock starts when you're 19. So your eligibility starts when you're 19. I like that because, listen, if you're coming out of high school, or sorry, if coming in the spring semester, okay, like, junior college, whatever, and like you start early, this isn't going to hurt you, right?
Right.
Like, this isn't going to hurt you. It's like, hey, I still kind of have to develop a little bit more. And coaches aren't going to feel pressured to throwing a young 18-year-old out onto the field if they're not ready. It does eliminate the red shirt, which I don't know. Okay.
I mean,
If you're getting 5 years anyway, then all right.
yeah, the red shirt, it doesn't matter. And like, I don't know. I haven't looked completely into the medical rules there.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's probably something along those lines too. But again, it's just like, you're not going to have multiple red shirts. Like it's going to get rid of some of the ambiguity regarding, how many years you have to play. So I'm in favor of it. I think we'll look back on this and say this was actually a good decision by the NCAA.
Yeah, no, I think this makes sense.
Yeah.
Definitely think that this makes sense. And like I said, I like that the clock starts at 19.
Yeah. 100%. One other rule, Jake, if we're good here, that I forgot to mention to you.
Mhm.
So in the past, I'm looking at James Madison in particular, who had a really good season but was not bowl eligible because
Mhm.
of the rule about transferring up. That rule is gone. So North Dakota
Oh,
State will be immediately eligible for a bowl game if they
wow.
get to above 500.
Look, and listen, that makes sense. And we've talked about that before on here, that I think that is it's a good rule, but for a previous time
Right.
where they did not want teams to be like, hey, we're going to be really good. Let's go up to the FBS. And then, oh, we're bad. Oh, we have to go back down. Or just not caring when they get bad. Where we have seen that, I can't believe I'm saying this, athletic directors and people in charge are making the correct decision, like James Madison, like App State, that, hey, we can handle this. Allow us to make this step. Delaware, I think, is another one that is
Yeah.
showing that hey, we can handle this. So I like it. Again, I just think it was a rule that was just way outdated, and that teams aren't going to just go up just because they have a really good team anymore.
Yeah.
It's never going to happen. So I like the rule.
Yeah, all the things with like conferences and like how hard it is to get in and out of conferences with buyouts. Like
Mhm.
you're not just going to be making moves to make moves. It's a thought out process. So I think ultimately, while I understand the intentions of that rule, it was outdated, and I like that they've replaced it. And North Dakota State's going to be eligible right away now.
Yeah, no, absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. All right. So, Jay, last thing we are going to do today, it's it's a top 4 draft with a twist. Okay, top 4 draft with a twist. So what we are going to do, Jay and I, and a little bit of a special guest. Not really, but we'll get into that soon. We're going to draft top 4 teams that we think could win the national title. Okay. But here is the twist: the third entity that is picking is Las Vegas. So, what does that mean? That means that when it is Vegas's turn to pick, whoever has the best odds at that moment will be chosen for Las Vegas. So again, thinking a crazy idea. I don't know if this is going to work, but Jay, let's get this started. And Jay, unfortunately, Vegas will have the first pick. Okay, Vegas will have the first pick, and then you will go, Jay,
Okay.
and then it will be me, and we will be snake drafting. Okay, this will be a snake draft. So first up, let me get my handy dandy odds sheet out here. But Vegas's first pick in this. Who has the best odds to win the national title? It is the I have the Ohio State Buckeyes as the best odds by the sports book. And listen, Jay, 60% production, 11 starters, saying Jeremiah Smith. Um, I mean, Ohio State, they're always in the mix, right? They're just always in the mix. So Vegas is going to take the Buckeyes. And Jay, it is now on to you.
Yeah. I hate to do this, but I'm going to just go right down the board with the next team on the odds, and that's Notre Dame.
Yeah.
I thought Notre Dame was a team that really improved as the season went on last year. CJ Carr in his first year as starting quarterback impressed me quite a bit. I know they lose some pieces. You had that super talented backfield at Notre Dame. Jeremiah Love gone now. Jacorian Price, like those guys, super gifted. But CJ Carr is back. I'm super impressed with what I saw from him. I think Notre Dame's going to continue to improve. And I think, if I'm not able to take Ohio State, I just have to take the next one off the board. I'm going with the Fighting Irish.
Yep. Well, I'm going to tell you this, Jay. I am deviating from Las Vegas right now. I'm deviating from Las Vegas. I do have 2 here, and um I'm going to take the Miami Hurricanes, Okay, I'm going to take the Miami Hurricanes. Listen, they might have the most electric player in all of college football, Malachi Tony, absolutely amazing. I They lose some key guys on defense, but all their role players are back. I think that's going to be huge, and they're going to have some transfers to really help out that offense. So I do think I like Miami, and the other one I'm going to take is the Oregon Ducks a lot. They have a nice core returning. You got Dante Moore in there. Um, I thought the defense really showed out with running that three-man front, which I thought wasn't going to really. I wasn't sure how it was going to work in the Big Ten. They really surprised me. 14 returning starters and a really nice transfer class, which I feel like every team kind of needs now going into the year. So give me Miami and give me Oregon. Jay, it is back to you.
I mean, listen, the reigning national champs are still on the board. I think I look at this team, and yes, they are replacing pretty much everything. You got Josh Hoover in at quarterback from TCU. He's a Rockwall Heath grad, like myself. He struggled a bit with the turnovers at TCU, but I think you look at Indiana, if there's a guy that can get the most out of a quarterback, I think it's going to be Kurt Cignetti. I like what the offense has the potential to be under Josh Hoover there at Indiana with that. And again, like I counted Cignetti out for 2 years. I'm not going to get caught counting him out again. Give me the Hoosiers. So I have 2 Indiana schools, by the way.
There we go.
Is a wild thing to think about with Notre Dame and Indiana. But that's my second pick, the Hoosiers.
Not just a basketball school anymore. All right, Vegas is back up with the snake of they're taking Texas and Georgia. Now, Jay, you have your ear closer to the Texas pulse there. I think they're going to be good. Okay. But they have the third best odds right now. Do you think that's a little too much?
It's just so tough at this point in the season. We have no idea how it's going to shake out with injuries. We saw Arch Manning develop as the season went on, right? He became better and better and better. Obviously, Texas, unfortunately, closed out the regular season with the win over A&M. Hurt my heart a little bit. But this is a team that's going to be supremely talented. We know that. Can they take that next step? I'm not sure. But I don't think having Texas at third on the odds is necessarily a bad decision because they're going to have a ton of talent there in Austin.
Yeah. And Jay, it's back to you.
Yeah, I guess the Georgia Bulldogs off the board since the snake draft got that to Vegas. This pick scares me, but I am going to be a bit of a homer here. I worry about the offensive line. I worry about the questions there. I worry if Marcel Reed can take another step forward. But some of the transfers they got in, Anto Saka, right, the defensive end from Northwestern, super talented. Isaiah Horton at receiver. A&M looks super balanced in the receiver room. Last year with Casey Concepcion and Mario Craver, 2 great receivers, but both of them are kind of similar builds, smaller guys, more quick route runners. Isaiah Horton's a big guy who has burners. Right, he's a guy that can go up and catch because he's a 6'4" receiver, but he can also take the top off of defense. Just a little different player in that room, and you still have Mario Craver back. I'm going with Texas A&M, and with the caveat that I have a lot of questions about the offensive line and all the pieces that are being replaced there.
Okay, so I have 2, my last 2. I'm taking probably the biggest villains in college football right now, and that is the LSU Tigers, and this is why. They have the number 1 transfer class coming in. They do have some talent that is staying. They have some returning production, a good amount of returning production staying. My biggest question is, can Lane Kiffin get these guys to mesh together? Now, I think this team isn't going to look – they're going to look good, but they're not going to look great in the beginning of the year. I think there's a chance by the end of the year this team can really go. And kind of like how we saw Indiana. Remember Indiana at the end of the year, they were just dog walking people. I think LSU has the potential to do that. Again, potential. I'm not saying they're going to do it. I think, though, taking them here is, I think, going to be a solid pickup. And here's my other one, Jay. the University of Southern Cal Trojans, 15 returning starters. Offense, I know this offense is going to be good. The defense needs to improve. I know the defense is going to improve, but they have a lot of guys coming back. Um, I think Lincoln Riley is going to be is desperate. Give me USC to at least make a run. I'm not saying they're going to do it, but I think looking at these other teams, I like USC. I want to go out on a limb and take the Trojans.
Well, that was going to be my pick. So I'll go to Lincoln
Oh.
Riley's former team. I'm going to go with the Oklahoma Sooners.
Okay.
I think that, John Mateer gets banged up early in the season last year. I don't know that he was ever really healthy, right? And with a throwing hand injury for a quarterback, you have to wonder how much that affected him down the stretch. Listen, the defense, it's going to be good under Venables. We saw that Oklahoma defense do some really impressive things last year. They're going to have to replace some pieces, but John Mateer back, I think this offense can take a step forward if he stays healthy. So give me the Oklahoma Sooners as my fourth pick.
There we go. And then Vegas rounds it off with Texas Tech. Listen, Jay, Texas Tech, 13 starters back, but they have the sixth best transfer portal class, and I think they're going to really need it on both sides of the ball. But they showed some promise last year, and maybe they can take the next step. What do you think about Texas Tech? I mean, I know Brendan Sorsby.
You got to worry about the quarterback play.
Yeah. Again, it's still, this is where Texas Tech is on the odds. Jay, who's missing? We're done.
That would be the Alabama Crimson Tide.
I know. Think crazy. You, myself, and Vegas. Right now, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The 11th best odds right now on the Sportsbook app I am looking at has Alabama ranked 11th for national title odds. That has to be the lowest they've been in how long?
A long time. I would say probably since Nick Saban's first year, if I had to guess.
Yeah. That's absolutely wild. All right, so let's run it back here. Myself, I have in our little draft of top 4 teams to win the national championship, I have Miami, Oregon, LSU, USC. Jay has Notre Dame, Indiana, Texas A&M, and Oklahoma. And then Las Vegas. The odds, the best odds available. Buckeyes, Texas, Georgia, and Texas Tech. All right. Pretty good, Jay. Pretty good. I like adding Vegas in here. A little nice little twist.
You need a third party on occasion.
I know. You do. So Jay, before we end this thing, our listeners out there, as the season approaches, we want to know questions from you. So please send any questions our way. We'll have a little mailbag maybe at the beginning or at the end of the episode. And we'll answer them on the pod. We'll shout you out. Whatever you have to write, we'll say it on the pod within reason, obviously. But send your questions in to Jay, myself, or the Get Back Coach account on the Bird app or on Instagram. And
or on Blue Sky, wherever you find us.
Yes, wherever you find us, even TikTok. I can even answer DMs there.
It would be weird if you did it in person. I will say that.
It will. Please do not come to my house. Do not come to my house. Do not go to my place of business. I do not want to see you. But please send a message to us to answer on the pod. We will do it. And we can have a little mailbag session. I think that'll be fun.
Yeah. I love a little mailbag.
Yeah, of course. Jay, let's land the plane for the first time in a couple months.
Folks, we really appreciate all the support. So good to be back talking about college football on the airwaves. The season is not far away. Make sure to do all the things that help us grow as a podcast, like, subscribe, share. Word of mouth is still effective as an advertising tool. If you're interested in sponsoring the podcast, feel free to reach out to Jake or myself. Mm-hmm. And again, we appreciate all the support over the years. What is this now, Jake? Is this 4 or 5 years?
I think it's year 5.
Year 5.
Yeah.
Year 5 of talking about college football. Couldn't do it without each and every one of you who listen on a weekly basis, whether it's on Apple, Spotify, or on YouTube. Mm-hmm. Thank you for all the support, and we can't wait to see you next week.
All right, from all of us at the Get Back Coach, have a great week.